Good afternoon. I'm down at French Island, just got off the ferry at Tankerton. I'm heading down to the camp. It's about 5 k's. I'm doing probably the easiest overnight walk close to Melbourne. It's nice though, got a chance of echidnas, maybe wallabies and roos, and a reasonably good chance of koalas too, so should be a good walk. I've only got about, like I said, about 5 k's, maybe 4 or 5 k's to go to get to camp tonight, and then I'm probably about a 12-13 k walk tomorrow. Alright, I suppose there's a little bit of rain around, but at the moment it's looking good for a while. We'll see how we go. Alright, I better get walking, I guess. So that's my chariot, just leaving. That's the mainland over there, where I've just come from. I'm heading down this way. As you can see, there's not a lot of hills on French Island. Okay, this is where I swing left. So this is the road I'll come back on tomorrow. There's a general store about 2.5 k's up there. This is Tankerton Creek, I think, from memory. So I walk down this coast road for a little while and pick up a track on the left. Okay, that's me. There's the bridge. This is where I'm heading inland. Well, it's a slight bit of land between the mangroves and the road. So this, have you booked your campsite? The campsite's free, but you've got to register online. This is much nicer than the road already, isn't it? So that's obviously the jetty. That's Westernport Bay over there. And that's Hastings down there. So that was the first wildlife encounter, that little echidna. It's going to be hard to kind of stand still too much on this walk because the mozzies are fairly ferocious on French Island. So every time you stop moving, they start having a feast. So if anyone wants to do this walk, yes, keep that in mind. Have a plan. My plan is to keep walking pretty much, unless there's some wind, and then when I do stop, chuck on some long pads. So I've walked the road for about 100 metres. There's another walking track starting here. Had a big flock of black cockies fly over my head before. You can see the water through the trees there. So there's been a lot of rain last week, so it'll be interesting to see whether I get wet feet through here. And the road's only 20 metres to my right, so if it does get too damp, I can always kind of bail out to the road, I guess. At the moment it's all good though, just nice, soft, pleasant walking. There's another echidna. Okay, I've crossed over the road at that big tank. Just climbing on the inland side of the road now. Picking up a track here. This is where I'm going. Hopefully I'll get a decent video of a echidna at some stage. So this is the lookout on the inland track. You see the old petrochemical tanks down at Crib Point down there, or Hastings. That's the Mornington Peninsula over there. Okay, my first water feature. I think I can skirt around this one. All right, safely around that one. Feet are still dry. All good. All right, I'm kind of weaving around now. I'm going to drop down and cross over to the beach side of the coast road soon. I'm keeping an eye out for koalas too, but nothing yet. It's like an enchanted forest in here. So I just saw another echidna, but yeah, he ducked in here somewhere. I'm not sure where. Oh, there he is, I heard him. But I won't be able to get a video. Alright, I'm heading for the beach now. So once I hit the beach, I've only got a few hundred metres to go to the campsite. Looks like I'm going to get a shower come through soon though. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. Okay, hit the beach. So plenty of bird prints. No human prints. Okay, when you get to this old jetty, don't be distracted. Because there's the campsite up there behind the dunes. I think last time I walked up here, I walked another half a K down there before I realised I'd walk past it. Alright. Let's get up and get a tent up maybe before it rains. Okay, camp set up. It's about 6:30, I think. There's the water, there's the beach there. That tide will come right in overnight. I've got myself my own little table. Looks like there's one tent there. I'm just going to go for a walk and see if I can find a tank anywhere. Otherwise I'll have to be a little bit careful with how much water I've got. Oh, the sun's come out now. There's clouds have disappeared. I didn't really get wet. Got a couple of spots of rain. So yeah, this is the campsite up here. There's a toilet and a tank. So there's a shelter there. It's got some kind of a solar light set up, I think. And up there is a tank and a toilet. It's a fairly big camp, as you can see. All right down the other end. So this is the view from a camp. That's not too shabby, is it? So that's the campsite just behind that first row of trees there. And this must be an old jetty, I'm guessing. Be careful walking out here. Some of this flats can be a bit on the soft side. That rumbling noise in the background is probably BHP steel mill. On the other side of the bay. Okay, I think I'll sign off. Sun's just about to drop below the horizon. Over there. It's unusual getting water views. Sunset in Victoria. So that walk today, 6 Ks, climbed about 17 metres, I think. So yeah, it's a pretty cruisy walk. I think I might have mentioned at the start, I think this is probably the easiest overnight walk in Melbourne or close to Melbourne. So it'd be a good one to kind of start on. You can be, even if you walk slow, it's probably 2 hours from the ferry to the campsite, and it's as near as level as you get. Tomorrow the plan is I'm going to try and catch the ferry at lunchtime. So I've got a longer walk tomorrow too, probably about 13 Ks. So I'll fire up at around 7 or 8, get walking. I've got a pit stop at the Tankerton General Store. So I'll stop in there on the way. It's about 3 k's from the end of the walk. Tomorrow's a day where hopefully I'll see some koalas. We'll see how we go. Plenty of echidnas today. I saw 3 echidnas, but getting them on video. I mean, if I had stood around and waited, they would have stuck their heads out, but I was getting eaten by mozzies and sandflies. So yeah, just be aware on this one. There's a lot of mozzies here. So I'm in on my long gear now. I got my long pants on. So just have a contingency for dealing with them if you come here. All right, I'm going to. That sun's gone now. I'm going to head up and jump into the tent for a long night. All right, I'll catch you in the morning.